All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a what-if scenario that's so good it could honestly be its own movie. We're talking about an alternate reality that all springs from one of the most emotional moments in the entire MCU. So let's just jump right in and explore this crazy chain of events. It all kicks off with that dance, you know the one, but it ends with a brand new, frankly terrifying global power. And it all happens because of one single promise that Captain America just had to keep. Okay, so our story kicks off right at the end of Avengers Endgame. You remember? Steve Rogers goes back in time to put all the Infinity Stones back where they belong. The plan is simple, right? Clip every branch, make sure the timeline is clean. Yeah? Well, it doesn't exactly go as planned. So he makes the rounds. Vormir, Asgard, New York, Morag. He's putting every stone back exactly where they found it. But there's a snag. A big one. And it all has to do with that first stop, the Soul Stone. So you can't just return the Soul Stone like it's a library book. It cost a life to get, a soul for a soul. And when Steve puts it back, a little piece of its powerful cosmic energy, like an echo, latches onto him. Now this little energy signature, it's a huge problem. It's like a cosmic glitch that could completely unravel this new timeline he's trying to build before it even gets started. And guess who's the only person around powerful enough to even notice this kind of disturbance? Yep, the Sorceress Supreme herself, the Ancient One. So, she pops up and intercepts Steve, she lays it all out for him. If this new timeline is going to survive, if he's really going to get that life with Peggy, they have to fix this cosmic imbalance. It has to be corrected. Steve, of course, agrees, so she performs this incredibly powerful ritual and literally pulls that residual energy right out of his soul. But here's the thing, that energy has to go somewhere. It doesn't just disappear. It gets dispersed across the entire globe in one massive, invisible shockwave. And this cosmic burst, it has a totally unforeseen side effect. It flips a switch, activating the dormant X gene in thousands, maybe millions of people all at once. Bam! The Age of Mutants isn't a slow burn anymore. It's a global, instantaneous event. Just like that, in trying to save one timeline, they accidentally gave birth to an entirely new species. So, with the timeline stabilized, Steve finally gets his life with Peggy. And he doesn't just sit back and relax, oh no. He becomes this vigilant protector. He knows what's coming, all the threats from his future, and he works tirelessly to stop them before they even start. But this vigilance, it comes with a massive, massive cost. Okay, so think about it. Steve knows how dangerous the Tesseract is, so he makes sure it stays hidden, locked away for good. Well, guess what? That one move means Carol Danvers never gets near it. No Captain Marvel. And with no superpowered alien encounters, Nick Fury never has a reason to look to the stars. The Avengers Initiative, it never even becomes an idea on a napkin. And hey, with Captain America already around, there's no desperate need to recreate the Super Soldier program. So Bruce Banner never gets blasted with gamma radiation. No Hulk. It's wild, right? Steve's simple presence, his desire to protect his new world, ends up erasing the very heroes that saved his old one. So, in this new peaceful timeline, Steve reconnects with his old friend Howard Stark. But he notices something. He sees Howard becoming distant from his family, just like he was in the original timeline. And Steve, remembering all the pain that caused the Tony he knew and fought alongside, he can't just let it happen again. He decides to step in, to offer a little bit of heartfelt, well-meaning advice.
And it really is this touching moment. You can see Steve trying to heal an old wound, but from a whole different lifetime. And Howard, he actually listens. He takes the advice to heart. He decides to bring Maria and a very young Tony along with him on his next big business trip. A trip to the Kingdom of Latveria.
On the surface, it seems perfect, right? A great chance for the family to finally connect. But what Howard has no way of knowing is that the King of Latveria, this absolute tyrant, he isn't interested in a partnership. He's interested in one thing and one thing only. Howard's revolutionary tech. It was all a setup. The king demands Howard just hand over everything. His inventions, his patents, his entire life's work. And Howard, of course, refuses. But this king, he doesn't take no for an answer. He orders his guards to attack them, the whole family. The attack is just brutal. It's over in an instant. And in the most cruel, tragic twist of fate you can imagine, Steve's one attempt to give Tony more time with his parents is the exact thing that gets them killed. He tried to fix one family, and in doing so, he completely shattered another one. But little Tony, he survives. He survives the attack, but he's not unscathed. His face is horribly, horribly burned. And in all the chaos, he's just left for dead. So now he's a scarred orphan, all alone, forced to fend for himself on the hostile streets of Latveria. But Tony's story, as tragic as it is, takes another sharp turn. He's found and he's taken in by this nomadic coven of sorcerers, and their leader is a woman named Natalia Maximov. And yes, that's exactly who you think it is, Wanda's mother. She sees past the physical scars and recognizes this brilliant but deeply wounded boy underneath. And this is where we see Tony's incredible transformation. He doesn't have to choose between science and magic. He masters both. He takes his natural genius for technology and fuses it with the mystic arts, becoming something totally new, something unbelievably powerful. And he uses that combined power to get his revenge, to overthrow the tyrant who murdered his parents and ruined his life. He takes the throne for himself. But after he takes the throne, he's filled with this uncontrollable rage. And it's Natalia who steps in to guide him. She convinces him to channel all that pain not into more destruction, but into a greater purpose, to use his incredible power to build a better world. He won't just be a king. He'll be Latveria's savior. He will be Doom. So this new purpose leads to a completely unprecedented kind of alliance. You have Tony Stark ruling a Latveria that's both technologically and magically advanced. You have Steve Rogers leading a global peacekeeping force. And with mutants now a reality, you have Charles Xavier guiding them. The three of them together, they create a new world order. It's basically a utopia.
And for decades, it works. There's peace. Any major threats are just neutralized before they can even get started. Under this trinity of protectors, Doom, Captain America, and Professor X, humanity and mutants actually flourish, side by side. They've created a world that's free from the constant threat of alien invasions and world-ending catastrophes that we saw in the Prime timeline.
But of course, nothing lasts forever. After a long, full, happy life, Peggy Carter passes away peacefully. And with that promise fulfilled, with his dance finally over, an elderly Steve Rogers decides his work here is done. It's time to go home. He uses that last trip on his device to return to his original timeline. And this brings us right back to that scene we all know so well from Endgame. Old man Steve sitting there by the lake. He passes the shield to Sam. His long journey is finally over, and he's ready to rest, totally content, believing he left behind a perfect, peaceful world.
But he's wrong, because as he sits there, a portal crackles open right behind him, and out steps this imposing figure in incredible armor, a perfect fusion of tech and magic. It's him. It's Tony Stark, the ruler of Latveria, now known to the world as Dr. Doom. And he has a message. That perfect world they built, it's facing a danger so immense, so powerful, that he had to cross timelines just to find the one man he thinks can help him. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. What could possibly be so powerful that it threatens a world protected by Dr. Doom himself?